better be clean before I get back home." He stood. I was too scared to look at him, so I looked at the scuffs on his boots and tried to keep my breath. "Out of order questioning a grown man like you have no brought-up-see." On the floor beneath us, I could see his shadow shaking its head at me. I focused harder on his boot scuffs, trying to stay calm, but my lips started shaking too bad and I couldn't breathe. I tried to gulp, but whimpered instead, and he heard me. He grabbed my shoulder and I dropped to the ground. It didn't hurt as much as it scared me, but I was down and he was standing over me. I hugged my head into my lap. He reached down and snatched me up by the side of the shirt, and I hugged into myself as tight as I could. "Get up and cut it out before I give you something to cry for." He let me go, opened the door, and slammed it behind him. I stayed on the floor crying in the blankets and towels until I felt stupid. I wiped my face with a washcloth and got off the floor and stomped to my room. I left those towels there because I didn't drop them. They fell on me, and that's not my fault. The only other place I'd ever smelled the smell of poppin' Uncle Elroy's cigarettes was once at Kelly Park. I was with Ma, and it made her really angry. We'd parked up top of the hill at the track, and Ma held my hand and we walked down to the basketball courts together. She was only coming down to see me make a lefty layup, and then she was supposed to go back up and walk the track. But these older kids were hanging out, taking up half the court. Some of them were sitting around a picnic table playing cards, and others were lying on the court and in the grass. We stopped on the sideline, and I recognized the older kids that hang out on the other end of our block. I let go of Ma's hand and started dribbling my ball. I knew most of them only by face. They had a car parked at half court with its trunk open, blasting a Wu-Tang Clan song I never heard before. I knew I liked the song when my main man, Old Dirty Bastard, started singing and beatboxing over the beat during his ad-libs. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but it sounded funny and I liked the beat. Right before the beat drops, it pauses and gets quiet, and then ODB yells, "You bitch-ass nigga!" and the song starts. I started cracking up. Old Dirty Bastard's my favorite member in Wu-Tang Clan. His voice is so raspy and mousy, he sounds like Mike Tyson with sand in his throat. As I laughed, I looked up at Ma and her forehead wrinkled like a chewed Tootsie Roll. She folded her arms across her chest. I dribbled between my legs as we stood on the sideline watching the older boys swirl their clear plastic cups of what looked like the last couple sips of apple juice. They'd already played. Most of them had taken off their shirts and changed out of sneakers into flip-flops. A few of them stood in a little circle and started smoking those cigarettes. I recognized one of the guys smoking. It was Ma's friend Miss Myra's oldest son, Stanley. I see him around, but I don't really know him. He pulled from the cigarette a few times and passed it to the guy on his left. After Old Dirty Bastard's ad-libs, Stanley turned toward us and started bopping his shoulders and swaying to the music, and all the guys started laughing and cheering him on. He was shimmying his way towards us. His eyes were dragging red, and he slowly blew smoke out of his nose like an angry bull. When Old Dirty Bastard's verse came on, he closed his eyes and tossed his head back, waving his hands in the air like he was shooting pistols as he sang along with Old Dirty Bastard. "As high as Wu-Tang get, Allah, allow us pop this shit. Just like black shoe fit, if you can't wear it, then don't fuck with it." He jumped into a ghetto girl pose, 2 feet on the ground, leaning hard to his left side, popping his hips, arms crossed like he was mocking Ma. He looked at us laughing. A guy passed him back the cigarette, and this is when I first smelled that smell. I never smelled